Part 2 of our Lindsay Clancy deep dive, mental illness or murder. The prosecution says Lindsay Clancy carefully planned the murders of her children. The defense says she was experiencing one of the most severe psychiatric emergencies medicine has known, postpartum psychosis. This is True Crime with Tiff, and this is part 2 of our Lindsay Clancy deep dive. So, first, what is postpartum psychosis? First of all, this is not the same at all as postpartum depression. Postpartum depression is extremely common. It is in varying degrees. Some people just sort of have what they call the baby blues, and some people have it to where they can't function. However, postpartum psychosis is very rare and it's very severe. Experts estimate it affects about 1 to 2 women every 1,000 births. It can involve hallucinations, delusions, severe confusion, mania, and a complete break from reality, making it a psychiatric emergency. Most women who experience it never harm their children, however, and that's important to know. Defense attorneys argue that Lindsay's mental health had deteriorated dramatically. They say she'd been prescribed numerous psychiatric medications over several months. According to the defense, she experienced intrusive thoughts, insomnia, and ultimately psychosis. They say she later reported hearing voices telling her to kill the children before killing herself. The defense argues that she loved her children, but could no longer distinguish reality from delusion. Prosecutors, however, see it very differently. They argue Lindsay planned the killings. They point to evidence they say shows organization and intent, including sending her husband out of the house before the children were killed. Their argument is simple. Mental illness does not automatically remove criminal responsibility. They contend she knew exactly what she was doing. So, the reason why this case is so complicated is that legally, the question isn't whether Lindsay was mentally ill. Clearly, she was mentally ill. It's whether her illness was so severe that she lacked criminal responsibility under Massachusetts law. Those are two very different standards. One side believes this is one of the worst child murders in recent memory. The other believes it's one of the most catastrophic failures of psychiatric care. And in part 3, we'll examine the courtroom battle and why the verdict could have implications far beyond this one case. We'll catch you next time.